morning and welcome. Welcome everyone to the first of our one of 4 declutter challenges, making the decision. I want to thank you for coming online to the workshop. It's great to have you here. And we really appreciate your time and effort for all downsizers and support people to be able to come on board to this workshop today. Best wishes to you, your family, community, and friends' health. It wouldn't be the same, I'm sorry, without having to do the disclaimer, so I'll just jump into that. Belinda makes no representation and gives no warranty as to the accuracy of the preceding information and does not accept any responsibility for errors or inaccuracies in or omissions from the information contained herein, and shall not be liable for loss or damage, howsoever arising as a result of any person acting or refraining from acting on reliance of this information. No listener or workshop attendee shall be solely relying on the information and does not purport to be comprehensive to render specific advice. Moving along, a little bit about me. I'm Belinda. I'm a downsizing expert. I help people right-size, a mentor and coach, and I'm a trainer by trade. I do receive positive feedback from clients and have helped hundreds of clients on their downsizing journey and project managing with them. I also do keynote speaking and have helped major real estate brands and retirement living groups such as Stockland and Australian Unity and many more. And I've also written my book, Rightsize Your Home, The Empty Nester's Guide to a Stress-Free Downsize, which I hope you'll enjoy when you have a read too. So today, this is no special guest today except myself, expert in right-sizing. So what we're going to do together today is cover the first part of the decluttering challenge, being one of 4. Today's session is about making the decision. So we'll cover 5 main slides today, and I'm going to give you a roadmap of what that is. Number 1 is making the decision. What is your mind over matter, and what does the mind have in controlling the matter at home? Fitting into the new space, so thinking about your new space and then how you would fit your things in. Quite an overwhelming thought for many, I know, but let's work through it. Don't throw my memories away. This is a really interesting concept because many things have memories. And by decluttering, does that mean you're going to lose them? Then slide number 4 is the real meaning of value. So when you think about what you paid for something as opposed to what it's worth to you, sometimes can be very different things. And then I've got my top tips for you and some accountabilities for doing the challenge number 1 of 4 today. So mind over matter. The first step, making the decision. Why mind over matter? In my view, your mind controls pretty much all of the actions that you make, and it does relate strongly to downsizing. So putting your mind over matter is critical in the success of doing this. You can have many things in your family home. Some people have many more than others. However much is there doesn't really matter. It's the process of getting through and having the motivation to work through it. How many years is also contained in the home can create all sorts of emotional challenges. Many of our clients and people and readers of the book have had 10, 20, 30, 40, sometimes 50 plus years in a home. And that certainly is a lot of stuff. It can mean a lot of memories. It can mean a lot of items. And it can mean a lot of reasons of why not to go or not to downsize. So think about all your life experiences though. Think back about all of the challenges that you've had in front of you. Now, if you're in the 60 plus age group, with generally our listeners and readers are, some of the support people will be less than that because it may be children of our clients or readers. You have had many hard experiences and you have had many challenges thrown at you already. So I wanted to put into perspective that the challenge that you have here at home and working through your declutter challenge can be can feel like a huge challenge. But if you think about back over your life, the challenges that you have had, put it into perspective. I'm pretty sure you've got through many, many things. And I want you to think about that to give you a sense of confidence that you will and you can get through this. So mind over matter always starts, and a declutter always starts with the heart, then the head follows, and then the matter. So generally, you know that within yourself, you know that a right size or a downsize needs to happen. And the items that you're looking at are connected to your heart. So then the head needs to take over, and it is mind over matter, because once you've recognized that your items are strongly related to your heart, you can make decisions around how much do they mean to you as far as value from your heart. And then the items, the matter will actually happen once you've got your head around that mind over matter, and you can start to process the thoughts and actions around the items that you do have. Another challenge for your mind is around environmental distractions, and they are really other people's opinions. So for the environment, I mean, there's a physical environment. What challenges do you have at home? Can you physically not move around so much? Or is it an emotional challenge in your environment? Is it friends, family, and alternate opinions that are clouding your judgment? What I want to ensure is that you put yourself in the middle of this process, because yes, other people's opinions do matter, but it's very, very important that the health and safety of yourself and what you want is priority. So from a physical sense, you have the items, and then from an environmental sense, you have the emotions and the distractions that can come around you. But if you can put yourself at that center, this is what I really want to see. Putting yourself as priority, and what do you want? What is your health and what is your safety requirements? So helping you with mind over matter is also around visualizing a concept of where you would like to go. So I do say at my talks, and also this is deeply discussed in the book, what I want you to do is potentially close your eyes and have a thought and a dream about what that house might be for you, or what that home might be for you. So temporarily putting aside the location, the cost, all those sorts of things, but visualize that next space. So the next step is to grab a piece of paper or a napkin and a pen or whatever it is that you have handy, and you can sketch that out. So what is it that you really want? And what is it that you keep saying, maybe when you were walking around your current family home, I wish I didn't have that, or I wish I didn't have this, or I wish I only had 2 bedrooms to look after, or I wish I didn't spend this much in power, or I wish I didn't have this huge lawn to look after. So think about your floor plan. What is it that you actually want for you personally, and your health and safety being number one? You may only want 2 bedrooms, or you may want 1 bedroom and a study, or you may want a quilting room, for example. What would make you happy? If you can have a think about the kitchen, if it's quite a big kitchen now, you may have 4 or 5 bedrooms, then that kitchen, it will generally be in the size that caters for the smaller the small number of bedrooms. But what you want is, you want a kitchen that will cater for the smaller amount of bedrooms. For example, how many people can stay, how much room do you actually need, or whether people will in fact be staying with you. You don't necessarily need to set up a spare bedroom all the time. There are fantastic blow-up beds that are all machine operated that guests can put up temporarily in a study, and they do feel just about as comfortable as a normal bed. So for the sake of someone coming once or twice a year, do you really need to house all that extra furniture for them? So what would that vision be, that sketch, that plan? Take some time and do that. That's something that we've got on the Declutter Challenge for you. Are you an empty nester looking to downsize from the family home? Are you finding your home no longer serves the purpose you bought it for? Do you need to declutter and don't know where to begin? Like many thousands of seniors, you are not alone. Transitioning from the family home can feel incredibly overwhelming and stir up mixed emotions from the past. I have written a comprehensive and insightful guide on how to go about finding a more appropriate size home and how to get there. My book, Rightsize Your Home, The Empty Nester's Guide to a Stress-Free Downsize, leaves no stone unturned. You will find all aspects of downsizing covered by me and expert contributors in a quest to answer all of your questions and help you overcome the fear and challenges that so often present. Order the book online at belindawarrich.com or email us at info@belindawarrich.com. So then fitting into the new place, once you have that sketch, this is going to help you determine the decluttering requirements and how much you actually have to declutter, because you then need to draw all your things onto it that you want to bring with you. So the question is, fitting into the new space, what do I do with all my stuff? Well, we've done the first step, which is imagining the new home, and that's sketching out what you really need and don't need, doesn't go on the sketch. Once you have drawn that space, the next step is to work out what your most favourite items are and how they will fit into your new plan. What do you see at your home? Too much? Too little? For now, I want you to see what we're aiming at. And this is an example of a completed floor plan with some appropriately sized furniture. So if you are coming from a 4 or 5 bedroom home, and perhaps you only want 1 bedroom and a living area and you're going to do the blow up mattress if anyone comes to say, or perhaps you want 2 bedrooms. This is an example of sketching out the items then onto that floor plan that you'll need to bring with you or want to bring with you. So it's likely you'll need a bed. Do you love your bed? If it's many, many, many years old, it might be time to refresh it and actually get an appropriate size bed. So it could be a questionable item that goes on your list. Do you love your bedside tables? Is your lounge going to fit? Most of the times dining tables don't fit unless you've been lucky enough to get one of those expandable ones. So there's a real way of looking at it by having a look at the floor plan, and it's going to help you make decisions of getting through your items. I'd like to pause for a moment on not throwing memories away. We talked about the difference of memories and meaning of value ties into this. Real memories are more valuable than things. So you don't throw them away. Well, you can't throw them away because they stay with you. Memories could be a great date and address, could be a birth, a loss, travel. The list goes on and on. Whatever those items are relating to that, I do want you to treasure them. And I think the space that you're going into really needs to be a more refined space, which it will be because it's usually smaller. And it's only those most treasured things that come with you. You won't be able to see if you're on the podcast, but we've got a picture of some old photos there, and they're really, really important. So definitely worth keeping. If you've got thousands of photos, you may want to scan them, you may want to keep them on a disc, or you may want to donate, for example, some old property photos there. You may want to donate them to the local council, or people that are always looking for the historics of places, so various historical societies, etc. Or if there's people on them, family members may want them. The list goes on and on of where things can go. But as long as you take the memories with you and you've the physical items, you can decide whether you do or don't want to take them as well. And go through the process of copying them, processing them, passing them on, or donating them to really useful places that will find them really useful. So what is the real meaning of value? I like to say this is about how much do I love you? This is the question I want you to ask yourself when you're going through all those memories and all those items in your house, and have that sketch in front of you about how you're going to fit these things in. And they can help, those 3 things there to think about can help you with the decision process as you work through the property. So you need to ask every single item that you see in the chosen room of where you start, do I love you enough to put you on my new floor plan, which we just talked about, your sketch, pack you up, wrap you, box you up, carry you down the stairs, upstairs, up the road, in the truck to the next place. And then at the other end, unpack you, and do you think that this item is of value enough to be with your most treasured items at your new place? So every time you look at something in your house, and these are things, not people I'm talking about, how much do I love you is what you're going to ask. And that's really going to help you. So value does not equal dollar value. For example, your 2-meter entertainment unit that you may have paid $6,000 for is not something of true value to you. But an example I use at my workshops often is, but what if it was a canvas of painting of a footprint of your grandson? Didn't pay anything for it, but it's of huge value for you and a great memory to treasure. So you want to bring that one. So here are my top tips for making the decision, the first part to the decluttering challenge. And I've got some homework here for you that I want you to do before we tune in to the next podcast. So number one, top tip, set yourself as the number one in this process. What is safe and healthy for you? Then I want you to dream up your sketch of your floor plan of your desired space. So again, this is putting aside location, suburb, price, all those sorts of things. Just sketch up what it is that you think you genuinely would like to live in. Thinking about number one as the reference here, which is what is good for you, your health and your safety. So how much space will your desired place have? Number three is decide on your most loved items. So every time you walk around the place, think, how much do I love you? Is this item of true meaning and value to you? And does it justify the packing, the moving, and all those sorts of things? How much do you love it? And the positive memories that it brings you. So not how much you paid for it is something to think in that thought process. All right. So the challenge for you, the declutter challenge, number one homework is read the book, Rightsize Your Home, The Empty Nester's Guide to a Stress-Free Downsize. So that's a book that I wrote. It goes into this decluttering process and the mindset around this so much deeper. Number two is sketch your desired plan. So get that napkin, get that piece of paper, and think, putting yourself in the middle of the process, think about what it is that you want to live in and what you could genuinely live with, happy to clean, happy to furnish, happy to exist in with less stress. The last one is number three here, list your identified key items to keep. And that way, when we get on to the next declutter challenge, if you've got all of this done, then we can work on, well, what do I do with them and how do I actually commence the process? So making the decision is the first of 4 podcasts on the declutter challenge. And if you can do those items of homework, then we're well on the way to getting stuck into the process. So the next webinar is the second out of the 4 declutter challenge. What do I do next once I've got these decisions and I'm clear where I'm going? Now, if you have questions, feel free to submit them to info@belindawarrich.com. Send them in to us and we can, I can answer those, and I will answer those myself. And that will help you work through it. There's also plenty of podcasts to draw down on and also blogs to have a read of, and of course, lots more information in the book. So the book you can get from belindawarrich.com. You can get the hardcover or the ebook. Ebook, of course, will be a lot quicker. You can download that. And if you do choose to get some coaching sessions, I can also do that for you, and that ebook comes free with that. Just inquire at belindawarrich.com. The upcoming workshops are number 2, 3, and 4. So there's the different dates there, and I'll look forward to helping you through your homework. It is going to get you into that next one, so good luck with that. Get you really motivated and onto that. So to register, you can go to belindawoolrich.com to events and tune in. So thank you for coming along. I would love to share with you some words here. Once you believe in yourself, understand you're doing the right thing, the project becomes purely a logistical process, and we've got to work through that together. And of course, as always, if you want to speak with any of our guest specialists that come onto the webinar and podcast, please feel free to email us, info@belindawoolrich.com, and we can put you in touch and answer some questions for you.